Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and this is gonna be a weird video. Actually, the video is pretty normal. The subject matter is a little weird. I mean, that is not clickbait in the title. I'd say that sums it up pretty darn well. The former World Tournament champion has just been banned, and nobody knows why, and Wizards is not telling anybody why. All we know is his name showed up on the suspended DCI list. That's it. Okay, let's talk about the suspended DCI list for a second. It used to be not very extensive, and I heard there was like over 100 people added to it all at once, and it's suspected that they were all like on the offender registry or something like that. That's just a rumor. I wasn't able to verify it. I just saw it going around social media. Thought I'd talk about it though, but the rumor is that they slipped like 1 to 200 names onto it just all of a sudden with no explanation. Okay, secondly, hey Dennis, 4 people from Wisconsin are on the ban list. Are any of them you, or do you know any of them? No, unfortunately, and no to the second question as well. Also, I really should point this out. The word unfortunately was supposed to be accompanying the second answer as well, not the first one. FYI, I don't use my real name on any of my 3 DCI accounts. I do not live where people think I live, and Wizards almost definitely does not know my real name, considering you cannot find it on any public or private registry on the entire internet, and I don't use my real name in real life. Everybody just calls me by my nickname. Can't ban what you can't find. Also, unlike everybody else they're going after lately, I didn't single out individuals and make entire videos about them, which, not that I'm saying there was anything particularly wrong with it, it's just not very wise. They could call it harassment, targeted bullying, whatever, which obviously does not result in a lifetime ban, unless you're Jeremy. Like, there was a guy in Canada literally, like, harassing and, like, threatening, from what I heard, one of the female players at the tournament, and he got 1 year, okay? 1 year suspended. Jeremy posted Pepe memes and got thrown under the bus by a lying bitch, and he got a lifetime ban. I don't know how or why he smoothed it over with her, because there ain't no smoothing that over if it was me. I would have sued her out of existence. There aren't enough Sharpies in the world to send out signed like pictures of her tits or whatever the fuck she was doing on Patreon to pay for the amount of court fees that I would dump on her. Hey, by the way, you give me like $2 on Patreon, I'll send you a picture of my tits, but I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'll come around and say it, I don't think that's a very good value. I mean, you can get 10 chicken nuggets plus free dipping sauce for $1.49 at Burger King. Not sponsored, but hashtag gotta have my nugs. Which, according to my Twitter followers, means something different in a different country. What is this video about? Oh yeah, that's right, banned people. And chicken nuggets. By the way, guys, I hate to break it to you, but chicken nuggets made the ban list too. The Wizards just banned chicken nuggets. We will get through this. Here's some more fun facts about the ban list. This is the thing, they just changed it. So me saying this is technically not correct, but as of like literally like 5 days ago it was. Some people were banned until the year 2099, but a couple people, there was like 3 or 4 people were banned until the year 2999. That's right, quite a few people were banned for 100 years, but a select few were banned for 1,000 years. Give or take. Dude, if I was banned until 2099, I would show up in like 2100 with my New Year's Eve party hat on and my head in a robot body and be like, what's up, bitches, I'm back. For some reason, after honestly people making fun of this for at least the 3 or 4 years that I've been playing Magic, they've now replaced it with the word lifetime. By the way, word is somebody got a 50-year ban, so like not 99, but like not 1. For throwing chairs at somebody. So the answer to the most quoted statement on my channel is, what would happen if you throw a chair? 50 years. If they're playing Lantern Control, it's worth it. I'm just throwing it out there. In fact, if you can find like a ladder, maybe even like one of those little step ladders, throw that too. That was a joke. I'm not advising you to do that. By the way, somebody who lives like right down the street, like literally from another major MTG YouTuber, just got a lifetime ban, and I'm yet to ask him if he knows who it is or why, but oh my god, am I gonna make a video if I find out. Not saying who it is, but that's just funny to me. Oh, and it's obviously not Wedge or the Professor, because they wouldn't talk to me. They're like not allowed by Wizards to talk to me, from what I've heard. That's right, Wizards was like, we don't talk to their type, they're gun-toting conservatives. As they're drinking their like $9 Starbucks, giving themselves diabetes. Joke's on you, I don't talk to your type either. So, I mean, the suspended DCI membership webpage / list would be a lot more entertaining, we'll say. I mean, it's already kind of entertaining. It was way more entertaining when it was like the year 29.99 on it. But it would be way better if they would say the reason. But I guess they feel like, I don't know, making that private to protect the person. It's kind of like the they've served their debt to society by being banned for a year. So then when they're unbanned, nobody needs to know what they did, which is like stupid and kind of dangerous. So I don't agree with that at all. Like if they were known for being violent, honestly, that wouldn't probably be a 1-year ban. It's almost always like cheating or proxies or something like that. I'd want to know about it. Like I'd want to know that they're a cheater. And honestly, if you don't give people the information, they just simply assume the worst. Oh, by the way, one more fun fact about this, which I believe they cleaned this up too, so I don't know if it was a mistake or what. But the person had a DCI number, a blank city, blank region, blank country, blank everything. I think it was a lifetime ban or something like that. But they did know their DCI number. They didn't know anything about them, and their first and last name was unknown. Or either that or that was just blank, but I think it was unknown. And I think I remember remembering that because, well, anybody who's been to a pro tournament or has heard about it, unknown is a bit of a meme at the tournaments because sometimes the tournament software will just assign you that name. And honestly, for the pairings, you basically just have to know your DCI number. From what I've heard, they haven't fixed that for years. Like that's been going on forever. It actually happened to a friend of mine specifically, so I thought that was hilarious. So anyway, this person, they didn't know who they were, they didn't know where they lived, but they knew they were banned and they knew their DCI number. Like, what do you have to do? Like, register it yourself and then try to, like, hack MTGO? Or, like, I don't even get what the circumstances are. That's why I kind of do wish some of these had a reason. Honestly, right next to Jeremy's name, it would probably say making dank-ass memes. Oh, and have a lying hoe-bag throw you under the bus and say that you're the reason she quit cosplaying, even though she's going to school and has no money and her Patreon's been dipping, which is the real reason, in my opinion, and also somewhat provably. I mean, honestly, what they should do, right next to Jerry's name, reason, because we don't like him. Like, if you're going to be real about it, if you need it to be, like, legally admissible in court. So anyway, that is the absolute circus. That is the suspended DCI list and system, I guess you would say. By the way, if anybody knows, does the judge program exclusively manage it and make all the decisions? Does Wizards exclusively manage it and make all the decisions? Or do they collaborate and then who has the final say? Because I've always wondered that. And also I need to know for a potential court case that potentially might come up if they potentially do something stupid. So back to the main topic here. Mr. Marco what the hell does that say? Cammilluzzi? I don't speak Italian. It might be Cammilluzzi or Cammilluzzi, or I honestly never learned Italian pronunciation. I'm just going to call him Marco Cammilluzzi. So he was banned as of March 1st, and nobody knows why. No judge statement, no nothing. As far as I can gather, he wasn't even recently at a tournament or event. Or if he wasn't like kicked out of it or something. I don't know. I mean, anybody could file a complaint about like harassment or something like after the fact and then it gets investigated, but there was no statement by Wizards or the judge program or the investigating judge, which that's unusual. So not putting the reason on the suspended DCI page, that's normal. Not releasing a reason for the former world champion to be banned out of nowhere, that's a bit odd. So in my opinion then, he probably was harassing a woman, because why would they admit that happens? But then again, would they parade it around for everybody to see, like, look, we just took a harasser and we banned him. We don't care how good of a pro player he is. But then again, if I were to be more logical about this, instead of like conspiracy theory tinfoil hat, he was kicked out of a tournament on June 15th, 2017 for cheating. And this is bad cheating. Like, this isn't, card up the sleeve cheating, which is pretty damn bad, but it was bad. So let me read the judge statement from June 15th, 2017. So actually, I don't know exactly when the tournament was. It was within a day of that, probably. So Marco Cammilluzzi was disqualified on round 8 during an investigation. The head judge has provided the following statement. During round 8, a floor judge became involved in Marco Cammilluzzi's match because of a gameplay error. Ooh, that's generous. During the investigation, Cammilluzzi guy person explanations led me to believe that he could be providing misleading statements about how he thought a card worked. Oh, but not only that, but also how he had played it during the event. So maybe somebody around him or his opponent like looked up a card after the fact and was like, wait a minute, that's not how that works. Or a judge saw him misplaying it and then he said, oh, I thought that's how it worked. Okay, it's your own deck, you built it. I mean, come on. having a self-proclaimed, pro player, although, I mean, he has a long history playing Magic, say that they don't know how their deck works, how a certain card in their own deck works. I don't know about that. Maybe at the Pro Tour, and it would have to be something very confusing that there was already a ruling for and they hadn't considered it. Sounds like that wasn't what this was. So the judge must have come over and said, basically, hey, I heard that you played this and did this, but the card doesn't do that. And he's like, oh, I thought it did that. And the judge just was not buying it. His explanations led me to believe that he could be providing misleading statements about how he thought a card worked and how he had played it during the event. So he might have been lying about how he played it too. That's even worse. After gathering information from previous rounds' opponents, I concluded that this was indeed the case. So, okay, whether he thought he was lying or not, he did conclude that he was not, using the card correctly. So, I mean, that's a DQ no matter what. So it says, but then again, I mean, so that's the thing though, making an honest mistake, I could see you getting suspended or something because none of those wins should have happened in theory if you were legitimately missing like part of a card and misreading it. But the last sentence here is very telling. It says the rules state that lying to a tournament official is an infraction that requires a disqualification. So if you put it all together, either the judge did not believe him when he said that he thought sincerely that's how the card worked, or he said, oh no, I played it correctly in this match. I only misread the card in this match. And then he went and asked his previous opponents, hey, did he do this? And his opponents are like, yeah. Once again, gotta throw it in. Fabrizio? Yeah, I threw this one in on his video too. How the hell did his opponent not catch him? Okay, Fabrizio was not shuffling and then not letting them cut. I catch that at F&M. Hell, I catch that in casual games. What the hell? Well, actually, he might have been letting them cut, but he definitely was not shuffling at all. Also, his opponents were not shuffling his deck for him. That's a whole other topic. So apparently every opponent for like the whole tournament was a complete idiot. Makes me think I could go to a GP or Pro Tour and win. I know it pisses people off every time I say it because, oh no, boo-hoo, I like this person, they're not cheating. Okay, almost every like celeb player is cheating. Anybody who wins on a very, very recurring basis and just never seems to get mana screwed, always seems to get their combos off, always has an answer, always has a counterspell, always has removal right when they need it. They're manipulating cards. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. In fact, somebody was just caught on camera like last week doing it again from what I heard. I saw the footage and he was purposely manipulating it. He was using misdirection. He was stacking cards and then going for the no cut. His opponent caught him and he didn't quite know what he was doing, so I don't know. People are trying to get him post-disqualified or something. That's a whole different video, but just assume that everybody who does well all the time is cheating. I mean, it's really that simple. That's how math works. So anyway, everybody is like, did something more happen with this investigation? Did people start reporting to the judges that he had been misreading cards on purpose in even more tournaments? Or did it just take this damn long to disqualify me? That's 9 months. 9 months of an investigation. I mean, like, I guess if you had to, like, contact former opponents of his... I mean, it sounds like he talked to just about all of them at the event and got the full story and then DQ'd him. Simple. But it was just a DQ. So did it take them 9 months to determine the punishment, or did he do something new? Is this completely unrelated? Nobody knows why this guy was banned, which is beyond weird. It just doesn't even make sense. Maybe he wasn't respecting women's. If you don't respect the woman's, it's gonna be bad for you. Maybe he posted some Pepe memes on his Twitter and they're just like, insta-ban, boom. Maybe he himself admitted to cheating on a larger scale to somebody and then they leaked it to Wizards. I mean, like, the possibilities are virtually endless. All I know is thank God he's finally gone because he should have gotten at least a 5-year disqualification for just what he did in June. I mean, come on, you've got to be kidding me. Cheating multiple opponents in multiple rounds by pretending the card does something or works a way that it doesn't and then lying to a tournament official about it? How did he not get banned until now? I mean, that's why I feel like it has to be related to this. And that seems to be the consensus on Reddit. So take all this with a grain of salt, but allegedly what happened was, I'm just going to read what this Italian player actually put. He was actually banned for what happened in Vegas, which was, by the way, June 15th or whatever. The investigation continued after the tournament. See, that's a theory, though. Nobody well, the investigation did continue after the tournament. That's pretty much a given. It's just nobody knows that this ban was from that. But I think it is. So anyway, so allegedly, Marco had Ensnaring Bridge and Goblin Rabblemaster on the board, 1 card in hand, while his opponent had an untapped Grizzlebrand on his side. Marco passed the turn without attacking with the Rabblemaster's token, even if he was technically forced to. And a few turns later, the opponent conceded because he didn't have any outs from Ensnaring Bridge anyway, which is why that card should be banned from all formats. The opponent didn't know that Rabblemaster's token must attack, but when the game ended, judges got involved. See, it's like, how did they find out? Were opponents watching and they just didn't flag down a judge because they're like, oh, it's not my game, not my business? Maybe that's a rule. I don't know. Anyway, they disqualified him for the entire weekend because they believed he was lying to them about what happened, which, yeah. Mostly okay, let me just say this. I do know this. The judge went and asked his past opponents how he had been playing that, and apparently he had been doing that a lot. He had been misrepresenting the cards because his cards were in Italian. He was at an American English tournament held by an American English company in Vegas, and he was using Italian cards. In my opinion, that should not be allowed. I mean, I get it, like, you know, that's where you live, that's what you buy, and then why should you have to buy your deck twice? But it's just so, like, opening it up to do this, and the actual remedy for this is, if you don't know what a foreign card does, you can call over a judge and have them translate it and read the Oracle text word for word for you. Yeah, that'll be fun. Do that the entire game for every card in their deck. That'll be a great use of the judge's time. There actually, it got so bad. Rumor is that, okay, the cause and effect here, this is not an absolute causal link, but all I know is that allegedly I heard this used to be a problem. So there is a rule on the books, and this is a fact, that you cannot use foreign cards in a way where the foreignness of them gives you any type of advantage. That includes a time advantage. So if you're sitting there, I'm not going to translate the card even though I speak fluent English. You can have a judge translate it if you want to know what it says. Technically you can do that, but technically a judge is also going to disqualify you for doing that. So technically you can't do that. So you both can and can't do that. And that's where the problems were arising from what I heard. People were just being dicks and just using foreign cards to time stall. Or in this case, to lie about what the card does. Now there was a conflicting report. Somebody said, that, let's see, he was lying to his opponents about what the cards did, the specific examples that people mentioned, because remember, this is multiple. We do know this. The judge questioned multiple of his former opponents. So it says, the specific examples that people mentioned at this time were choosing not to attack with Goblin Rebelmaster. So, okay, that's 2 people saying he did it. Let's see, or not to attack with Goblin Rebelmaster tokens. I don't remember what that card does, whatever. Into an enemy Grizzlebrand and asserting that Rebelmaster got +1 for each goblin rather than for each other goblin. Oh, come on, even I know what word that is in Italian. Come on, people. In English, it's other. In Spanish, it's otro. And in Italian, it's altro. I mean, come on, people. So he was just using it to sneak in extra damage and just seeing if they caught it. And if they don't remember just out of memory what that card did, because, I mean, come on, this is like Legacy and Vintage. Actually, it was specifically Legacy in this case. I mean, there's a lot of cards to remember. I'm not sure how prominent Rebelmaster is in Legacy. I would assume not, like, amazing. I mean, like, everybody knows what, like, that Chalice of the Void does. But I could see this one, you know, people not remembering just that one little detail. Is it every other or every goblin? And honestly, to somebody who doesn't speak a word of any other language, Ultro sounds like all. Oh yeah, this person actually commented on it that almost nobody plays Rebelmaster in Legacy. He's probably playing it specifically so he can lie about how it works. I mean, think about it. It's only been legal for like, what, 2 years? So, yeah. So, apparently he's been cheating everybody he played. So that's the story. So theoretically, that's why he's been banned, but there's no statement. No statement, no nothing. Wizards is tight-lipped about it. That's why I'm throwing it out there. Maybe he did something a little bit more embarrassing to the pro scene, a little bit more on Wizards' bad side, and basically that was a ban right there. Maybe he was thinking about getting a gender reassignment surgery, but then he changed his mind, so they banned him. I mean, doesn't that sound like something they would do? In the absence of a reason, I'm just going to sit here and make shit up. Maybe they found out that he is actually an alien lizard person masquerading as a human, and that's not allowed because the rules distinctly say you have to be human to compete. That's why you haven't seen Nala, the golden retriever, at the Pro Tour, because obviously she's amazing. Or like some kind, those dogs that could do math, they could probably play Magic. They could at least play a burn deck. I mean, you could literally train a chimp to play that deck, which also could be a thing. But no, you got to be human apparently. Yeah, you're so anti-discrimination, Wizards, not letting monkeys play Magic. That's bullshit. So anyway, I was going to read off some of the clearly fake names on the suspended DCI membership list, but honestly, I'm just assuming it's a fake name. I would feel really bad if that was their actual name. So I'm just going to skip that. Go read it yourself if you want. But in my opinion, some of these are not real names. Let's just put it that way. Either that or their parents were like drunk off their ass when they named them. I don't know. By the way, in related news, I heard that Alex Berchini, or whatever the heck his name is, he's back playing after being banned twice. Can't wait for him to get caught cheating a third time. Nobody has any respect for him. And apparently Mark Rosewater personally wanted him back in the game because, then we have a villain and it's going to increase views, basically. That's the conspiracy theory. So that's the state of the ban list and what they're doing to take care of the cheating problem. I can't really sum it up any better than the fact that Alex is still playing. Oh, FYI, anybody submits a privacy complaint to YouTube saying that you're not a public figure and that this isn't public facts on a huge scale that was included on multiple news sites, I will sue you for damages to my YouTube channel. So roll that one around in your head. If you want to take a little road trip to Wisconsin for a month and burn all your money, go for it. If you think I'm all bark and no bite, you wouldn't be the first court case I've had to settle involving YouTube. Oh, did I just say settle? I don't settle. Settlements are for pansy-ass bitches who overreact and then back off, okay? I go for the throat and I don't stop. I'm getting all your money if you cost me money. The end. Full disclosure, every single suit so far has not been civil. It's actually been criminal. So keep the hate mail and death threats coming. I will find you. I'll probably find you within about 24 hours, FYI. So that's your happy, friendly warning of the day. What do you think about this? Do you have any additional information about Marco McCheaterpants? And do you have any theories? Is there any additional information? I'm not going to sit there and read Reddit because it makes my eyes burn. The one additional detail I did get by skimming was that he lied about what a deck or what a card did because the card was in Italian and he was at a tournament in the US, which, oh my God, can I say this any stronger? In my opinion, that should maybe not be allowed. Maybe you should have to play with cards from the country you're in. And discrimination's desolator, but I think they should be able to speak the language of the country that they're in too. I mean, it's inconceivable that I would go to a tournament in France and not speak a word of French and assume that a third to half maybe of my opponents would be French then and think that will go well, that's even doable. If you're gonna come to a tournament from an American English company in American English America, learn basic American English, at least in relation to the game. I mean, I actually speak pretty fluent Italian when it comes to just words describing food. You know why? Because that's relevant and important to me. Just learn the word tap and win and lose and destroy and graveyard. There's probably 20 words that are used in Magic. My God. By the way, that doesn't apply to him. It's just I've heard stories about it becoming a huge problem and them having to go get a translator and crap just so the judge can figure out what's going on. And the whole thing turns into a mess, and that's not fair to your opponent. So make the cards be in English and make the person moderately almost speak English to the extent that they can play the game. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys next time somebody cheats at a giant tournament. It won't be long. Oh, pardon me. I meant to say gets caught cheating. Just is cheating at the tournament. What are you guys doing tomorrow?